Hi. Welcome to my live stream, by the way. If you're new here, I am Mercy. Welcome to my house. I'm coming live in my home, just relaxing and waiting to chat with you here. By the way, this is my second week of intermittent fasting. I'm loving the journey and I'm getting used to it as time goes on. Super hot to that game. Well, oh my gosh. I just want to chat with you here for a while. What was I saying? Yeah, I was telling you about my intermittent fasting journey. I wish all my viewers could knew my local language. Life would be much more easier. So, I was speaking about my intermittent fasting journey. The thing has been trending, and I'm one person who is lazy at doing exercise. So I was looking for ways how I can do what? How I can reduce my weight, my postpartum weight, just naturally without too much exercise and all that. So I came across this intermittent fasting method and I was like, wow, what is all this about? Yeah, is this? Yeah, I had the right pimple here. So I was reading about intermittent fasting. Yeah, well, people really have very nice reviews about this intermittent fasting issue. I think, but I don't know how effective it is. But we are in that journey, and I'll be doing it for 2 months. Then I'll come and let you know um, the results. Yes. So this is Muthu, Muthu, Muthu Humar. I don't know if that is your name. Muthu Humar. Hi dear. Where are you from? I'm from Uganda. Uh, I'm from Uganda. So we talk about intermittent fasting, like you schedule some hours for not eating and you restrict yourself to eating in a specific time of that day. So I was like, what is all this about? So I went to dig deep to understand this whole intermittent fasting thing, and I've decided to give it a try. This is my second week of intermittent fasting. Previously, I've been weighing 70 kgs, so I want to give it up to 2 months, 2 good months before I come and give you an update of my weight. With this method of intermittent fasting, you are allowed to eat any organic food, but it shouldn't be sugary food. Refined food, no. Yeah, so you just enjoy eating your carbs, which are fiber rich, and then you drink water. Any drinks that you drink must not have sugar. So I was like, let me give this a try because it looked a bit easy to do it. So we are rushing for it now. So guys, if you're struggling with weight, watch me. I read about this intermittent fasting thing and I'm giving it time. I want to do the intermittent fasting for 2 months. Then I come back and give you a raw update. How many kgs I've lost. So I'm drinking water. How many glasses of water have you drank since morning? So who is here? VJ. Hi, I'm VJ from India. Oh, VJ, you're welcome here. Nice to be here with you. How is India? How are you doing over those ends? Umar says, when will you come India? Oh, Umar. I can't really promise, but we shall be meeting here on live stream until when I am ready to come to India. Anyway, thanks for inquiring. But I know one day I'll be there. Okay? So what's good in India? Omar, what do you have for me in India? What's good there? I know you Indians love to eat spicy food, and I have a problem with spicy food. Nature. Oh, Umar says nature. That is beautiful. I love nature as well. I love to watch birds. I love to watch greenery. I love to enjoy seeing the water in the lake. So I think I'll visit and you take me to Indian Ocean. Okay. Well. BJ says nice. Okay. So, yeah, we are talking about intermittent fasting. It's a good way to to help you live healthy. That's what I can say, because it will help you to deal with insulin resistance, sugar, and also reduce your risk of what? Of getting diabetes. Yeah. So I think it is very nice to do intermittent fasting. I read about it and I really enjoyed it. Yeah. I've been doing intermittent fasting. Always drink water, good for health. Yeah, water is very good. Water is very good. By the way, how many glasses of water must somebody take in a day? Omar, do you know how many glasses of water I should take in a day? And how many have you taken so far? So Aaron says, hi, I'm Aaron from Maryland. Oh, Aaron, you're welcome here. Welcome. How is Maryland? One and a half, 1,500 liters. Okay. Umar, you're doing good. At least you're doing good. You're trying. You're taking water. Aaron says hi. Aaron, hi. How are you? Welcome here. And then Raj says, where are you from? Raj, I'm from Uganda, and we have a lot of Indians in Uganda. You're welcome to my live stream. Yeah, welcome here. Aaron says hi. Oh, sorry. Aaron, are you saying sorry because I fear spiced food? But that's the truth. I'm not very comfortable with eating too spicy food. Yeah. But when I come there, I'll learn. I'll learn how to eat. Aaron, have you double tapped your screen? Aaron, double tap the screen and give me a like. Yeah, Raj, double tap your screen and give me a like, please, on the live stream. Thank you. Thank you for the likes. We are doing well. Thank you for the likes. Oh, Umar says I liked. Umar, thank you so much. Have you subscribed to my channel? Umar, have you subscribed? Yeah, if you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, Mercy's Life in UG, and share with me your life in India. Okay, thank you for subscribing, Umar. Share with me about your life in India. How does it feel like to be there? In Uganda here, actually, I love the weather. Our weather is not bad. Most of the time, we have average weather. It's cool, but not so cool. Again, it's hot sometimes, but not so hot. So I love the weather here in Uganda. And I love the Ugandan food. Wow. The green bananas, matoke. It's very nice food to be eaten in Uganda. So when you come to Uganda, you come and eat matoke. You also come and watch some wildlife. Umar said thank you. Oh, thank you too, Umar. Thank you for subscribing. Yes. Yeah, I can see 3 people in the house. Go ahead and double tap the screen, like the live stream by double tapping your screen. And also go ahead and subscribe to my channel. So let's talk about intermittent fasting. Yeah, ST4Z. Hey, welcome here, Stars. Is it Stars? Hi. Pick any of the 3 colors. Stars, which colors are you meaning? Green, blue, or red? Why should I pick them? First tell me the reason why I should pick one of the 3 colors. Why should I pick one of the 3 colors? First tell me the reason. You're saying, yeah, pick any. First tell me why I should pick. Stars, tell me why I should pick one of those colors. Okay? You're gonna see. What am I going to see? What am I going to see? First tell me. It should be, Stacy, a secret. Lol. Go on, pick any. Go on, pick any. But why? Why is it a secret? Why is it a secret? Anyway, because I love nature, I pick green. I pick color green. I love nature. So Stars have picked color green. So go ahead and tell me the secret. Oh my gosh. Okay. You people, this is funny because I don't get it. Okay, Stars, go ahead and double tap the screen for me to like the live stream. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, you go and subscribe. First subscribe on my channel, Stars. Yes, and I liked and subscribed. Okay, Stars, thank you. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I appreciate. That was the secret. Hey! What a secret. Make sure you go and watch one of my videos and leave me your comment there so that I know the secret more. Anyways, thank you for being here and supporting me, Stars. Well. If you're new in the house, go ahead and double tap the screen to like the live stream. Share the live stream in your different social media platforms. Yeah, share with a friend, invite another person to join us here, and also go ahead and support my channel by subscribing. Yeah. So I was sharing about my intermittent fasting journey. That's why you see I'm holding my glass of water. I'm drinking. Yeah, intermittent fasting. There are so many methods of doing intermittent fasting, but I've chosen the 16-8 method, meaning for 16 hours of the day, I will not be eating anything. I'll be fasting. And then for the period of 8 hours in a day, I'll be eating food. Yeah, I'll be eating, and there are some rules that you have to follow when you're doing intermittent fasting. Rule number 1 is to stay consistent. Consistent. Eh? Am I pronouncing that word rightly? The mother tongue in me, the Itesot in me always comes out. You must stay consistent in doing the fasting. So you identify a specific time which is convenient for you. What is this? There's an insect. My God. Okay. You get a specific time of the day that you want to be fasting, and then a specific time that you will be eating. So for me, for example, I start eating from midday. That is the time I always start eating. From midday up to 7, I'll be eating food. Yeah. And then number 1, we've said you should stay consistent. Number 2, you should not eat or drink any sugary thing. Anything which contains table sugar, refined sugar, you should not take it when you're doing intermittent fasting. So if you're doing your tea, if you're doing your coffee, it should be without sugar. You don't put any sugar there. So you're going to do your herbal teas, especially green tea. You're going to drink your water, you're going to drink your coffee, but it shouldn't be sweetened. So that is it. And then you're going to eat a balanced diet, of course. A diet that is rich in all nutrients that the body needs. So when it comes to carbohydrates, we really have to be careful. You have to eat carbs that are not refined. You don't have to eat things like white bread, things like cookies, those other bread that are sold in the supermarkets there in the shops. You don't have to eat them. You have to eat whole grain. If you're eating any bread, it should be made out of whole flour. Yeah? So we are avoiding refined carbohydrates, and then we are eating whole carbohydrates. Yeah? You can eat things like Irish potatoes, sweet potatoes. You can also eat some grains, legumes, and lentils. Things like beans, the different types of lentils. Yeah, you can eat them during intermittent fasting, and of course, lots of vegetables. And then you can also eat fruits, but restrict the amount of fruits, especially eliminate fruits that are sweet if you're doing intermittent fasting. So I learned that that I should be doing that. And it's a beautiful thing, by the way. I've come to like it because it's not only about losing weight, but it helps me to live a more healthy lifestyle. Yeah. Given the fact that I don't really exercise so much, so eating a very good diet, a diet that is clean, let me call it like that, a clean diet, yeah, that is restrictive of junk food, it is really very good for me. So I appreciated this immediately when I started it. I was like, wow, I wish I'd started this journey of intermittent fasting long ago. And then also in this second week, I'm starting to include prayer. Hey, prayer in my intermittent fasting journey. This period when I'm not eating, I also get some time and spend my time with God, of course. I spend my time with God, I meditate, and also I spend my time to do self-reflection about myself. Yeah. And I see it's really a very beautiful and good thing to do. It is very nice to do that. Yeah, so I'm getting this feeling, apart from the expectation that I'm going to lose some weight, especially my belly fat, after giving birth to my 5 babies, beautiful babies, 4 boys and 1 girl. I feel it's time for me to come back in shape. Yeah, and I should do it naturally and easily and in a much more healthier way. Yeah, that is not again so much stressing to me. And I'm really convinced within me that I can do this, I can handle this, I can really handle this, guys. So if you're a mother like me and you've been wondering what actually to do to work on your weight loss journey, yeah, join me in this challenge. Join me in this challenge. Yeah. So, guys, I can't, there's a way I'm just feeling so good about myself because of this intermittent fasting. By the way, I wish I'd started it some time back. It would be much, much more better. Okay. Welcome here, please go ahead and double tap the screen for me. And if you're new, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Support me, please. We are looking for 40 likes today and we have 4 likes. So let's make it 40. Yeah, be kind. Double tap your screen. It just takes a second to do it. To give me a like before you go. So go ahead, double tap, share the live stream, and then we move on. Have you liked for me? Have you double tapped? Okay. And then before you go ahead, how many glasses of water have you drank today? For me, this is my glass number 5 today. So how many glasses of water have you drank today? I have a glass of water here. How many have you drank since the day started? Water is life, so we should drink it all the time. I'm sharing about my intermittent fasting journey. So if you've never tried out intermittent fasting, I recommend it 100%. It is good, it's nice, you know? It is one way that we can use to fight diabetes. Diabetes has become very rampant and very common nowadays. Yeah? So the only way we can fight diabetes or these other, how do they call them? Non-communicable diseases. Yeah, these lifestyle diseases is by eating healthy and being intentional with our diets. If you're very intentional with your diet, you're most likely to keep away most of these lifestyle diseases like hypertension, diseases like hypertension, diseases like mm, diabetes, heart failure. But anyway, heart failure can come because of so many other things, but one of them could be also hypertension, can lead to heart failure. And then diseases like stroke, we can really control them if we become very intentional about our diet. And one way to go is by doing this intermittent fasting. Yeah, when I really read about it, I saw it is a very beautiful thing that everybody should embrace. Yeah, because at the same time you lose weight. Every time people put on too much weight, they put on weight around the stomach here and then around the gluteal area, that's the butt. So the weight that comes, the fat that comes around your stomach is a very risky type of fat. It predisposes you to diabetes. So if you see yourself like you started to grow that big tummy, your tummy is increasing, my friend, every day that it increases, you are one step towards developing diabetes mellitus. Yeah? That is the type 2 diabetes, especially. Type 2 diabetes, people get it because of the sedentary lifestyle. This lifestyle of just enjoying yourself, you don't exercise, you don't do anything, you eat junk, you put on weight. Oh! And then things turn around, you know? Yeah. Sometimes there are certain things that we should just be intentional about. That lifestyle, it can just come slowly. Then out of nowhere, you find yourself that you've already put on too much weight. People who put on weight, the weight does not come in one day. No, weight is progressive. You start gaining weight over time. And if you don't put attention to it, you find that after some time, your weight has gone out of hand and you can't reverse it. And when you put on a lot of weight, it is very difficult to reduce weight. That is the truth. It is very, very difficult. I can tell you my own experience. When I had my first baby, I think I was weighing around 60 kgs when I had my first baby. When I got my second baby, by the time I gave birth, I was around 68 kgs. And after giving birth, I managed to lower my weight to around 63, 65. Between there, my weight was fluctuating around there, but it was below 55. 65. But as I progressively continued having my babies, the last baby that I've had, my weight shot to 72. And when I gave birth, my baby is now 1.5 years, but my weight has remained in 70s. That's the struggle that I've been having. So, sorry. So, personally, I'm like, what do I do? That is when I started to search for. I tried doing some exercises, but I found myself that sometimes I cannot do it. I'm not lying. So when I read about intermittent fasting, I'm like, I can do this thing even for a year. As long as definitely I know that it will give these results, I will cling on it, you know, and I will holistically follow the steps for intermittent fasting until I get there, you know. And the fact that it restricts me from eating junk food, I'm happy about it. So even when I'm doing my grocery shopping, yeah, I have to shop for myself. And besides, I've always wanted to have a restricted diet, but I just didn't have an idea of how it should be. But this time round, I have done my research about it. So I pray that it all works well. So my friend who is in the house, kindly double tap the screen, like the live stream, and also go ahead and subscribe to my channel. So we are in this journey together. By the way, I encourage everybody out there to try out intermittent fasting. It will help us to get rid of so many lifestyle diseases, you know. And I think nowadays, very many people are dying because of lifestyle diseases than even infectious diseases. Yeah. Too many people are having diabetes. Too many people are having hypertension. Too many people are having high cholesterol levels. Yeah. You know, and all these are just causing a lot of health issues. Issues like stroke, you know, all of a sudden you hear somebody who has been walking normally has developed a stroke and can no longer walk. You know, guys, then why can't you really give this a try? Give it a try. Yeah? For 16 hours of your day, a day has 24 hours. But for 16 hours of the day, don't eat anything. Yeah? We are trying to trigger the body to start to digest the stored fat, to convert the stored fat on your belly, on your body into sugar so that it can use it up. And then that way you can start losing weight. You know, why we want to convert that fat into sugar and the body uses it is because we know that having belly fat is a risk factor for diabetes, because it will create insulin what? Resistance. When your body has insulin resistance, um, the body will never utilize it is what? It is fat. So whenever your fat is stored in any part of the body, it stays there. Okay? So you want to reduce that. You want to live a much more healthy lifestyle. Yeah? So me, I've started my journey. This is my second week and I'm really loving it. That's why I'm sharing with you, my friends, here on live stream. That's why I'm sharing with you that this thing is very good. For 16 hours of your 24 hours in a day, don't eat anything. Then for the remaining 8 hours of the day, you can eat food, but not just any food, not junk, not sugary foods, not sugary drinks, things like sodas, these juices in the market. You don't take them, including even these sugar which we use at home, table sugar. Okay, if you have access to natural sweeteners, you can use them. They are much more healthy than any other sugar, you know. Yeah, but for me, I've started a journey. So what are you waiting for to join me? But before you start your intermittent fasting journey, double tap for me the screen. Double tap for me the screen to like the live stream, and then also go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Support me. Yeah. So I'm just reminding us what I've gone through. Then you have to avoid eating junk food. Junk food are these foods which we buy in supermarkets. Yeah, this food like white bread, cookies, cakes, you know, those are junk foods. They have a lot of sugar levels and they bring a lot of havoc to the body because immediately you take them in, the sugar spikes up. When your sugar in the blood is up, it will not allow the body to utilize the stored sugar, which is stored in your body as fat. So the body will only use up the sugar which is already available in the blood. So, that causes a lot of problems to us. Mm? Okay. So we want to reach 40 likes. Yeah. So I'm going to first pause. Yeah, I'll not until our likes reach around 10, then we progress the next step of intermittent fasting. Let the likes reach 10. So share the live stream, invite your friends here. Let's double tap, make 10 likes, and then we progress. Meanwhile, let me also rest and take some water. Oh my God. Carry my. So our water is over. So let me get another glass of water and let it be here so that when I want to take, I just get and take. So I'll be back, guys, in a while. Oh my God. Oh my God. Got my water. I can put it first. Let me come. who is here in the house. We are back. Mhm. Hello there, welcome to the live stream. Hi, how are you? Where are you watching me from? Okay. Okay. Let me share this with you, my viewers. I've been enjoying this book for a number of times. I've read this book over and over again. Yeah. The title of this book is Woman of Purpose. Woman of Purpose. And the author of this book is Jenna Pollitt. Yeah. Jenna Pollitt. Jenna Pollitt is one of the best storytellers I've known. She shares a lot of um, true stories within our community and all over Africa concerning the different lives of different people, like the wives, the youth, the husbands, you know. She expresses her writing through storytelling, and I just love the way she writes, and she incorporates in uh, godliness in her authoring. She's one of the people that I look up to. She really does amazing books, and her books are easy to read. They are small, okay? They are very small. Yeah, you can see. It's not like you're reading a whole big novel. You can read this all through. Even in one day, you can read and finish. If you're a very good reader, you can read this book and finish. This book shares true life stories. Okay? So through this live stream, let me share with you some of the stories that are in this book. Yeah. The book has, let me see how many chapters are here. Okay. So one. Okay. This book has 7 chapters. So even if you're a very poor reader, you can finish it within 1 week when you're done. So Umar says, "Hi Uganda, Papas, can you send me?" Oh, I'm not the author of this book. I know the author. I'll find out from the author if she delivers throughout the world. But I know the author of this book. I'm not the one who authored it, but the person who wrote this book, I know her. So let me just share a few things in this book. Yeah. Like I told you, the title of this book is Woman of Purpose. Woman of Purpose. This book's messages are passed through very beautiful stories, stories that are inspiring, encouraging, you know. So let's read a story in chapter 2. Yeah, chapter 2 is dedicated to the wives. Chapter 2, the chapter is called Wives. So we have here a story of Pastor Davis and his wife. So let me read for you the story of Pastor Davis and his wife. Okay, we go. Pastor Davis woke up quite early, spent quality time in prayer, and put final touches to his Sunday sermon. His wife Rebecca had retired to bed quite late the previous night. So by the time the pastor was dressed up and ready to head out for service, she was just starting to get their 3 children prepared for church. Sitting at the dining table, Pastor Davis kept glancing at his watch. He called to their domestic servant to serve him breakfast, but quickly remembered that it was Sunday and that is her day off. With his temper slowly rising, he still managed to exercise self-control. "Darling, we are getting late," he calmly said to Rebecca. "You go, I will come later," she replied. "Do you think I am a machine? Even machines break down when overworked. The baby disturbed me a lot while you snored the night away. Can't you go to the kitchen and get yourself a cup of tea? Or are you waiting for me to serve you? Don't you see that I have all these children to attend to? You have no feelings for me. You did not even bother to know how I spent the night. You are an angel at the pulpit, but a beast at home. May the Lord judge between you and me. Who should go to heaven?" So that was Pastor David's wife talking to her husband. So this Pastor Davis continued to exercise self-control. He had spent most of the previous day counseling a young couple who were at the verge of getting divorced after 3 years of a turbulent marriage. That night, he had two dreams in, in which the couple had actually divorced. He woke up and spent time in prayer, praying for the couple. By morning, he was exhausted physically and mentally. The outbreak from his wife made him feel worse. He almost burst out in response, but he also remembered that a soft answer turns away wrath. That is Proverbs 15:1. But grievous words stir up anger. Surely his wife's words were grievous, but he chose to play it cool and avoid returning fire with fire, as sometimes happens among husbands and wives, thus causing more trouble than solution. In the end, they drove to church without breakfast. They went in total silence except for the unanswered questions from the children. Mommy, are you sick? Asked the elder child, but got no response. Are we bad children? Asked the other. Still no response. At another attempt by the elder one to find out what was wrong, Mommy yelled at the children and promised to punish them if they continued disturbing. So let's continue. One of the roles of a wife in a home is to minister to her household. This woman of God should have been mindful of the fact that her husband was preaching that morning and he needed her prayers and support. If the baby disturbed through the night while her husband slept, she still could have communicated this in a wise and productive way. Calling her husband a beast and yelling at her children is unbecoming of a wife and a mother, more so a Christian. How did she participate in her husband's ministry that morning? A minister's wife should bear in mind that she is a co-minister with her husband, who primarily ministers to the husband. What type of ministry did she have to the children that morning? A mother in the center of life, security and love. These little ones must have felt insecure as the mother yelled at them. Indeed, one of them inquired if the mother's unhappiness was because they were bad children. Children must not be victims of misdirected anger. Pastor's wife should have been honest with her husband regarding her sleepless night, and this matter would have been resolved wisely and reasonably. Okay. Umar says, I want to read. In India, not available. Yeah. I don't think this book is in India, but I'll try to inquire with the author of this book if it's there in India or if she can deliver it to you. But I'm very sure it's there in Uganda, in different parts of Uganda. So if you have any friend, if you have anybody in Uganda, can deliver for you. Yeah, but I will inquire from the owner if she has it online. I will probably link. I will link. I will give you information in the description of this live stream because I'm not going to delete it. I'm going to leave it. So let's continue. Yeah. Rebecca, the pastor's wife, was sleepless that night. She decided to spend her time reading the Bible. And when she randomly opened her Bible, her eyes landed on Proverbs 14:1. A wise woman builds her house, but a foolish one tears, tears hers down with her own hands. She was amused at the writer's humor and smiled. Building a house? Yes, but tearing it down with one's own hands was another thing. She had read this verse many times before, but this time it took on a much greater significance to her. She analyzed the verse and considered whether she was a wise or a foolish woman. At the end, she considered that she was a wise woman who had acted foolishly in tearing her house that morning instead of building it. She realized that calling her husband a beast could have had unpleasant consequences. Had it not been for the grace of God upon his life, thus enabling him to exercise self control. She was reminded of an incident several years ago in her secondary school days when their neighbors at home had a quarrel and the man beat up his wife to near death because she spoke rudely to him. The wife ended up hospitalized for 2 months while the husband was imprisoned for 2 years, all with devastating effects on the family. How about her children? What seeds did she plant in their small minds by yelling at them instead of answering their questions? She had recently witnessed a teenage boy threatening to beat up his mother and then slamming the door to his room shut as he marched out because he was being questioned for spending a night out without permission. She shuddered. She shuddered at the thought of her son growing up and doing the same to her. As she reflected on that day's events, she felt like a hypocrite and wondered what God had thought of her as she sat in the congregation and shouted loud amens. Whenever her husband made a point during his sermon, she had even she had even hugged him at the end of the sermon. There had been no comments from him. The drive back home was as quiet as the one to church, except that this time the children were fast asleep. Okay? In India, not available. No. Okay. Yeah. Umar, but I'm sure you get this book if you're interested in it. Yeah. So the Lord hates hypocrites, but they live in Satan's day. The words were almost audible in her ears. The church drama team had once cast a play entitled Hypocrites, which left everyone in no doubt that indeed hypocrites are the devil's greatest allies. Rebecca was overcome with grief for her actions, and she began to weep before the Lord. Davis, her husband, had sobs in the sitting room and got out of the bedroom to find out what was happening. She, she wept after coming down. She talked to her husband and asked for forgiveness. She confessed that she had been rude to him, that the help she expected from him the when the baby cried for a long time. She was sorry for calling him a beast and promised never to do it again or to ever speak rudely to him. She also humbled herself before the children, apologized to them, and taught them the importance of being repentant and truly sorry. The following Sunday, she was bold enough to share her experience with the married women at the monthly women's meeting. Many of them sympathized with their husbands and children because they identified with her. Several repented of their misconduct towards their families and promised to put things right. This was the beginning of a great revival in this congregation, which moved them to a higher level. Pastor Davis too shared his testimony at the men's breakfast, and it was so encouraging and humbling as he shared how he and his wife had handled the matter. Many couples in this congregation found the courage to openly talk and repent to each other in humility in the greatest freedom. Sometimes we pray, Lord, use me for your glory. And indeed, this is sweet music to our Lord. And quiet often he answers this prayer, not as we expect, but as he sees fit. God lifts up the humble, but actively opposes and resists the proud. Pride can be a major stumbling block in our progress because it blocks many blessings in our lives. Obedience is the key to receiving and enjoying the blessings that God has in store for his children. Obedience is a readiness to do what we may sense God is telling us to do. Young mother. Peace. A young mother is setting the table for breakfast with her baby playing beside her. Peace is very irritable and stressed these days. She is 4 weeks pregnant, but fears to share the news with her husband because their baby is only 6 months old and the couple had agreed not to have another baby until at least after 2 years. Her husband Paul is slated to lead the church service for the first time and is feeling a bit nervous. Lucy, their 5-year-old daughter, comes around the breakfast table. While she is getting on her chair, she knocks over Daddy's favorite cup, which happens to be a gift that his wife gave him on his last birthday, and it breaks to pieces. The mother goes wild and angrily assures the little girl how lazy, stupid, hopeless, and burdensome she is, punctuating every word with a slap. The husband is turned in disbelief. He tried to play it cool, but was still very disturbed. He remembered Proverbs 31:28. Her children arise and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. Many women do noble things, but you surpass them all. Peace, his wife, had once taught from the same scripture, and it was such a powerful teaching. He prayed that the Holy Spirit would remind her memory of this truth in that scripture. He expected her to have been kind enough to little Lucy and instruct her to be more careful in the future. Stupid, lazy, and burdensome was Peace's confession about her daughter. It was not the first time Peace used these words. A few days back, Lucy had accidentally pricked her little sister's eye as they were playing. Peace was shocked to see blood dripping from the little sister's eye. She pounced on Lucy with the same words until a neighbor restrained her. These words would soon have a lasting effect on Lucy's life. Lucy grew up considering herself a stupid girl. She rebounded several classes in her school days. Some months later, when her mother once rebuked her for failing to put away her cup after breakfast, she looked at her and said, "Mommy, you know I am a lazy girl." In most cases, Lucy answered her mother back whenever she tried to correct her, referring to whatever descriptions her mother gave her. When correcting and disciplining a child, it is important to exercise self-control. Think before you speak. Negative statements must always be avoided, especially in anger, because not only can they bring curses upon the child, but also have a negative psychological effect upon such a child. Peace's bad mood that morning was a result of an unwanted pregnancy. She had forgotten the truth. She had forgotten the truth that there are no unwanted pregnancies as far as God is concerned. Children are a gift and a blessing from God, whether they come according to the couple's planned timing or not. God has a divine plan for every child born into this world. Peace's reaction was not justified. To begin with, her husband was not even aware of her condition and kept wondering why his wife was not herself lately. When he tried to find out, she became moody and stopped talking to him. The parents not talking to each other affected their children as well. Breakdown in communication between husband and wife can have drastic and long-lasting negative effects on the family, especially the children. Some years later, Peace opens her daughter's school bag and finds a very expensive necklace and a bracelet. Lucy was only 15 years then. When questioned, Lucy was honest. "My boyfriend gave it to me. He tells me that I am the most beautiful girl in the world and a potential model. He says I am wise and understanding. He promised me more gifts and calls me his sunshine. Do you believe him?" Peace asked as calmly as she could, trying to probe for more information from the naive daughter. The answer was yes. He loves me and tells me I am the smartest girl in the whole school. The boy's name is Alex, 2 years ahead of Lucy. Peace's first thought was to storm the head teacher's office with the items and have Alex dismissed from school with immediate effect. Peace woke up to the magnitude of the carelessness spoken words she had often uttered concerning her children, especially Lucy. She, she one time found Lucy admiring her image in the mirror instead of doing her homework and shouted at her, saying that she is the ugliest girl she had ever seen. Paul, Peace's husband, had often quoted for her Proverbs 18:21, encouraging her to speak positively concerning everything, including the children, and warning her of the consequences of negative confession. She now realized that as much as it was necessary to talk to the headmaster, which her husband offered to do, the matter needed more attention. There was need for prayer and guidance, not only for Lucy, but all their children. Peace called upon the Lord, repented of the way she had been using her tongue, and asked for grace and wisdom to support her children. This marked the beginning of consistent prayer lifestyle for peace. She grabbed every verse she knew on spiritual warfare and took it serious. Her mother was an intercessor and had often told Peace that the best gift a mother can give her children is to faithfully pray for them and appreciate them as much as possible. She apologized to her daughter, took the matter to God in prayer, and also began to intentionally cultivate a special relationship with each of her children. Her efforts were not in vain because God answers prayer. And when we humble ourselves under His mighty hand, He surely exalts us in due season. It did not happen immediately, but eventually Peace began to see the fruits of her prayers. Lucy turned out to be a godly, loving lady who everyone admired. While at the university, she was a source of comfort and encouragement to her colleagues, most of whom referred to as counselor. Indeed, mothers are a point of life. God has given mothers a unique authority and influence over their children. So, the first 13 years of a child's life are crucial and a very important window of opportunity for parents and guardians to invest in a child's life and provide a foundation for the later years. A parent who misses or abuses this window to invest in their child's life may find it very difficult to do so during the later years. Parents should seek to know the purpose and vision for their child and faithfully present that vision to the Lord. Each child is an individual and must be handled uniquely. Begin relating with the children closely even while they are still young, and encourage them to ask questions and explore their gifts and interests. Be a good example to them and remember that you are accountable to God for them. Develop a strong relationship with your child and cultivate a sense of trust, especially before the usual turbulent teenage years of transition to adulthood. Take time to pray with them as a group if you have more than one child, but also pray for each child individually. Negative statements like, I knew you would not make it, you have never done anything sensible, can damage a child's confidence, causing them to believe a lie that no matter what they do in life, they will never add up to anything. Some parents have a habit of loudly pointing out the wrongdoings of their children while silently ignoring the good ones. Learn to affirm your child and build their confidence. Well done should be part of your daily encouragement. Learn to praise them in public and criticize them in private. Children, like adults, feel demeaned when reprimanded publicly. So, wow, it is very hot here, but this book is very, very amazing. So our next story, we shall be reading about a quarrelsome husband. So I think that one, we shall handle it next time. It's really hot here. Wow. So thank you for being a part of this amazing family. Welcome here once again. While here, you will learn more about homemaking. Homemaking is a very broad area in a home. Okay, homemaking is very wide. It's all about home management, caring and nurturing, daily organization, cleaning, laundry, all that, and financial management of your home. That is all under homemaking. It's really very wide. It's really very wide. And nurturing is also very wide because you nurture children in different aspects of life, in their social behavior, in their talent. You teach them. You teach them to learn new things in a home. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So to break down homemaking, you can't finish it all. There are so many skills that are involved in homemaking. And if you digest it all, homemaking is really a very big ministry that needs a lot of commitment and a lot of patience and a lot of being humble. It really calls for a lot. So today we've shared some stories from this book, yeah, Woman of Purpose. Yeah, they are amazing, amazing stories. Some of those stories, you see them there, they are life stories, they are life experiences. Yeah, they are life experiences, especially what you're seeing there is a very big gap in communication. Most homes have issues with communication. So when the communication is not good, we don't understand each other's emotions, each other's feelings, each other's ideas, and we end up in turmoil or in quarrels or in misunderstanding and misconception, and then we end up having these family grudges, fights, and what have you. So communication is very important. If there is anything that you need to inform any member in your home, communicate it clearly and plainly. Yeah, and also the people receiving the message, act on the message accordingly. It really helps and makes a difference in our homes. We are living in a hurting world, so people easily get hurt, people easily get emotional, and people easily react. But with God's intervention, we can get better in self-control. You may not control the way the other person reacts to you, but you have control over yourself. You have control over the way you react. We are coming to the end of this live stream, and I want to request you to go ahead, share the live stream, go ahead and subscribe, and also go ahead and leave me a comment down below and give it a thumbs up. So thank you so much. Let me call it a day. Until tomorrow, bye.